kind of in the middle. And I have a card I'd like to read today. These cards are, and I forgot to read the back of the other one at the end of class, but I thought I'd read the front and then read the back and kind of take off from what Denise does at the end. And she shares that affirmation card. But these are all aligned to virtues. And this one is, and just something to reflect on during our practice today. It's about grace. Grace is our connection to the divine. It's a sense that we are loved and provided for in all circumstances. It is opening ourselves to bounty. So think about that when we're opening ourselves up today, opening up our heart, the whole front of our body, our throat, okay? Think about opening up to bounty. Grace inspires us to give unconditional love to others. How do we do that? Open our hearts, okay, to give that unconditional love. When we are gracious and elegant, so we move with grace and elegance today. Others are drawn to our company. With grace, we can turn every communication and relationship into a thing of beauty. We grow in grace when we treat others with dignity, kindness, and exquisite courtesy. Exquisite, I love that word. I just used it earlier in something I did. Exquisite courtesy. And whenever we forgive, right? How do we forgive? We have to open our heart. We have to find what it is we need forgiveness for, and then we need to let it go, okay? We need to let it out, maybe spoken, written, but we need to release it. As we connect deeply with grace, we become the presence of grace to others. And I will remember to read the back of that card at the end of class, because those are some just little affirmations about grace. So again, I will use blocks. My back is a lot better than it was. I am moving now with with more freedom, I should say. And but again, I'll move my body the way it needs to move, and you to move your body the way you want it to move, okay? Let's all be graceful and good and kind and exquisitely courteous to ourselves. Place those feet on the ground. Mine are digging into these rocks and feeling that, and it feels pretty darn good. And I'm going to sit up really straight. I'm going to make those alignment adjustments. And you guys should all know these by now. But the feet parallel, ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, ears, trapezius, right? And that means we lift our chin up a little bit, okay? Instead of looking down. There are reasons we look down. The reasons we may look down is to bow into ourselves. The reason we may look down is so that we don't hit an obstacle that might be in front of us. But so often our heads tend to come down, and to lift our spirits can maybe just by lifting up through here, okay? And again, there's benefit to both, but just be aware of where you carry your head, okay? Because there's a lot of weight there, and it will strain the back of your neck if we're constantly doing that, okay? And we need some of that for release, but not constant. All right, so let's get it into our opening position here, and go ahead and close your eyes. I'm going to keep mine open just to see if anybody else enters. And let's feel into our breath. And by feeling into your breath, you're going to feel into your bodies. It's going to ignite consciousness into these graceful beings that we possess within our form of our body, and how we move that body, and how we connect our breath with our body, so that we connect our minds with our hearts. We find union in our spirits. Practice this breath, not just deep into the belly, but feel yourself expanding into the ribs and pressing that breath back into your lower spine. Okay, when you inhale, full barrel here, 360 degrees. And let's take our arms, and we're going to work our arms gently and gracefully with our breath. Okay, so I'm bringing my arms in, connecting to the side body as I exhale. When I inhale, feel that opening. Exhale. Inhale. Move with your breath. Notice it's a gentle move. It's a graceful move. It's a move where we're connecting our breath. Extensive 360-degree breath with our arm movement, placement. Couple more, please. Think about that big inhale, filling up all around us, and exhale. And I'm going to just adjust a bit so that I'm a little more even to you guys on both sides of my body. See, that's a little more even setup. Good. And let's go ahead, continuing with that breath. But this time, let's lift up a little higher into more of a V shape. Inhale. Heart lifts. Exhale. Chin does now tip down, bowing into self, releasing the backside of your neck, but then using those muscles to lift up, look up, chin up, and exhale. Take it with your breath. That means each one of us may be moving at a different pace. These little flows like this, that we're matching our breath with our movement, and we're repeating them, and they're simple. You don't really need to look maybe. So close your eyes and see if that assists you. And feeling into your breath and that movement, connectivity there, a little more gracefully, a little more completely. Let's do two more. And do you trust yourself to close your eyes? Do you trust your environment to close your eyes? And then go ahead and lift that chin up and open up your eyes if you like. Palms can rest. Hands up. We're just going to let the back side of our hands be connected to our thigh and maybe part of our forearm too. And we're just going to work into the hands a little bit. So one time when I make a fist, my thumb's going to come on the outside. I shoot my fingers out, boom. The next time it's going to come on the inside, okay? So go ahead, see if you can coordinate a little bit of that. And if you do 2 times one way, just try to break it up a little bit. I'm kind of stuck going one way. There we go. It's amazing how coordination is more than we think it is sometimes, huh? So let's see if we can do this. We're going to let one hand be out, the other one be in, and we're taking that thumb over, okay? And then we release, the other hand comes in, the thumb comes in, okay? Let's see if we can do that. So we're keeping the same movement with that hand. Thumb in on one side, thumb out on the other. Actually, that's not too hard. We were going to change that around. It could be a little bit of maybe not so graceful trying that. And now let's reverse. So if this hand was thumb out, I'm going to put it in, and this one's going to be out, okay? Or however you guys did it the last time. And by doing this, are you starting to feel it in your forearms? I am. Simple little thing to increase your strength. Very simple. One more set. There you go. Shake it out. Good. As we shake, let's take it on up. Let's let all of that skin and those muscles, everything, shake it on out. Chicken wings going here. And then let's rise up and take a hold of one wrist, push, come on over. With breath, inhale. Switch, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's move with your breath, okay? Find yourself lengthening a little bit more. Both sides of your body. Find yourself coming into your shoulders here. Keeping your neck nice and long. Biceps by your ears. Let's do one more each side. And I'm wondering if you've been practicing now for a while. Release arms down. They should feel a little heavy here. If you're realizing that your breath is starting to grow. In other words, maybe you just had shallow breathing when you first started doing this yoga practice. And now you're taking it a little bit deeper, taking it a little bit longer. And that's really good because that is getting the more oomph out of your oxygen by doing that, okay? So, all right, so let's go ahead and do a little bit more here. Let's take our feet out about the distance of the legs of your chair. Let your knees cave in, okay? Sit yourself, make sure you're on the edge of your chair. And so get some little bit of internal rotation going. We're just gonna let our hips, let that happen. Raise up, bend one elbow, take that hand behind you, the other one gets a hold of by the other hand, lifting and lengthening. Feel that right here. Oh yeah. Keep another breath here too. Now let's take it gently over to one side. So keep lengthening the spine, not compressing. Okay, we're compressing into the side of the body, but not the back. Bring yourself up, lengthen. Take yourself over the other side. Couple breaths here. Feel that opening some more. Feel that in your biceps and triceps, both of them here. Bring yourself up. And release arms up. Exhale, cactus. Pull down, look up. Let's do that again. Release air out of your mouth. Open it up. Right down. Good. Rising up, inhale. Opposite arm comes to opposite shoulder. Already you feel that tricep stretch. This is just going to help assist with that. You don't have to pull or put a lot of weight there. Maybe you don't want any extra, so you don't even put your hand there. And we sit up again, straight and tall. Yes, knees are in, feet are out. And we're getting that release in the hips and that internal rotation that a lot of times we don't get because we don't walk this way, right? We don't walk, knock, kneed. We walk generally with our hips and legs in a neutral position. But a lot of times in our yoga practice, we do more external rotating than we do internal. Let's lift with an inhale. Take yourself over, exhale. So we're not twisting, we're keeping that spine really long, and the side of our body is opening up there. And rise on up. Lengthen, lengthen. Come on over. Breathe into that side body. Take those deep breaths there. Good. Bring yourself up. Release your arms. Inhale. To cactus. Exhale. Inhale. Cactus. Exhale. Rise on up. Exhale, hands come down. Let's separate those knees and walk your feet in so that we have a little actually internal rotation because we still brought them in from being straight out from our hips, right? That we're going to now go into a cross leg. So one foot staying down, the other's lifting up. And again, if that's not available to you, take your leg down farther, place a block underneath it. And let's just take some ankle rotations here, okay, as we sit in this position that we were, at least I was, my mother made me go to charm school and we learned to sit properly like a lady, right? Legs crossed. I guess they thought we wouldn't get pregnant if we sat like this. Let's go around in the other direction. All those things, right, that had, suppose, some reason for it back in the day. But it also is a place that we find ourselves seated sometimes in the day. And if so, make sure you're crossing the opposite leg over at times too, and not always sitting in the same way. All right, so we are set up with our legs for Garurasana, eagle pose. Let's set our arms up. Inhale, lengthen. Okay, so my right leg is over yours, whichever it is, okay? But that leg that's on top, that arm will go under. Okay, crossing, finding our shoulders, maybe finding our forearms, maybe finding our hands. We're all going to be different here. Okay, and let's take 2 circles in one direction, making those elbows work into the shoulders. Okay, and take it in that opposite direction, going to the place that's right for you, for your shoulders. Coming back into center, lift up really high, look up. And exhale, curl and tuck and round, taking your elbows towards your knees. I'm not going to go all the way. Back's a little better, but I'm not going to take it down. And you don't need to either, okay? But take the chin into your chest, squeezing into your thyroid, releasing the backside of your neck, even if you're not anywhere near elbow to knee. And then lift yourself up. Inhale, bring those elbows up again. Exhale, let's come into that curl, that tuck, that round. Again, elbows to any depth that feels right for you. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze into that beautiful butterfly position of the thyroid gland. And bring yourself up. And releasing those arms, exhale, let's take them up. 2 times cactus. Heart opens, throat opens, squeeze into those shoulder blades, bring them down, inhale up. Exhale, take it down. Rise up. Exhale, hands come down gracefully, right? We're grace in motion here. And now I'm going to go ahead and take that top leg off. Take my legs together and just squeeze them a little bit, maybe squeeze into my glutes a bit, getting a little bit of that adduction there, right? Pulling in, squeezing, maybe feeling that even into my core since my glutes are squeezing too. Looks like I'm doing nothing, but this is isometric work, okay? Bringing our anatomy against itself and taking weight there, okay? And releasing. Okay, now I'm going to take my opposite leg over, coming into that proper little seated position. Nice straight spine. Okay, find the shoulders doing whatever they need to do, but try to pull them down away from your ears. And I'm going to go ahead and begin with that ankle rotation to one side. Breathing and reversing. Hearing any clicks, pops, needed escape of stagnant energy. And then sitting up again, straight and tall. Arms come up, inhale. And now I'm going to take that leg that's over, that arm goes under, okay? And taking myself into a hug or hugging into forearm, hugging into arms, hands, opening up those shoulder blades, okay, in the back, and taking a couple in one direction. Yeah, same thing we did it before. And take it around, opposite way. This top foot can either be flexed, pointed, or just let it hang, okay? And then rise up, inhale. Exhale, come into yourself. Here we're gonna hold this for more than one breath. So not holding our breath, we're still breathing, but just let your shoulders pull down and away from your ears here. Let your elbows reach forward towards your knees. And again, they may not reach there. That's not really the point. The point is open up the back of the neck. Let the upper body round, open up the shoulders, squeeze into the thyroid. And then bring yourself up into straight spine. Inhale, lift your elbows. Exhale, go ahead and take it back down and hang here for a bit. Hang into the squeezing and the massaging into that thyroid gland. Like I said earlier, there are reasons that we want to bow down and squeeze in and look down. There are reasons we want to look up. But just noticing, what do we find ourselves doing? It's kind of like I've said, notice how your feet walk. Notice how you hold your head. Okay. Bring yourself up, straight spine. And when I say notice how you hold your head, that's Julie saying, Julie, notice how you hold your head. Lift and lengthen. And then exhale, pull down, look up. Oh, yeah. Opening up that sternum. So this is reversing, right? The forward motion that we just did. We're opening up, oh, so nicely through the front of our body to release that unconditional love, to find forgiveness, all of that. Bring yourself up and exhale, hands come down. Good. So if you've noticed, when we've done this crossing of our legs, we've had both legs internally rotated, right? Both are coming in. This is internal rotation. This is internal rotation. Now we're going to go to feet again, about the distance of the front of your legs of your chair. And we're going to externally rotate here. I'm going to come onto the outside of my feet. And what that does is it helps stretch the ankle a little bit. Make sure you're seated well so that you don't fall out of that chair. And then let whatever's going to happen with your hips happen. We're not forcing anything, okay? We're just letting it be. We're letting the energy come to the outside of our feet. We're going to do a little bit more in the opening of our arms and shoulders. So bring yourself into arms coming, jetting out from your shoulders. Take one arm over and let's connect here. And let's go ahead and not turn our torso. So we're not going to do that yet. We will in a bit. Right now, we're just taking our arms and letting them connect with each other in any manner that feels good for you. The energy, what we want to feel opening is this shoulder and the neck, okay? And from here, I'm going to let my head tilt to one side. Letting my shoulders drop down a little bit more. Let my head come back on straight, and then I'm going to tilt it, oh yeah, in that other direction. Breathe, you guys, okay? Breathe, breathe, breathe. bringing my head back on straight. And now staying here, going with my arms, I'm going to go ahead and take my torso and look over my back shoulder, right? So I'm looking behind me into a mini twist, not much, okay? It's mostly upper thoracic and a cervical spine twisting. Bring myself back and release those arms. Let's float them a little bit. Inhale and exhale. We saw on PBS last night, last night, a special on hummingbirds. Talk about grace and beauty and elegance, exquisiteness, architectural delights in their nests, colors, artistic, just beautiful, amazing. And exhale. Good. All right, we're going to do the other side. How are your legs feeling? If they're starting to feel like, I don't want to be like this anymore, take your knees back into neutral, okay? Mine are still feeling pretty good like this. So again, do what feels right for you. Arms lift out from the shoulders. And now I'm going to take the opposite arm over across and bend into the other arm. So I'm right in the elbow nook and cranny there, pulling down on my shoulders here. And just feeling that opening, that back of the shoulder. Maybe feeling a little more release and opening in my legs if I've decided to keep them in this position. And you can press a little bit into the sides of your feet or not. And just breathe here. And release your head to one side. Maybe extend your fingers out if you want more connection, muscle to bone. That's all. If not, let them be limp. Okay, you're still getting a shoulder stretch, whether they're like this or they're limp. Okay, and lifting head up. Let's let it go in the opposite direction. Still trying to maintain those elbows lifted, but shoulders pulling down. And I know that's hard to keep both of those happening. Let your head come back, be at center. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my upper torso, thoracic, cervical spine, and I'll look over at that back shoulder. And I'm breathing, okay? I am breathing. How are you breathing right now? All right, taking my torso back centered, taking my torso and my arms in the opposite direction. Taking breath. And the grace and beauty in simple breath. Bringing myself back, forward, and release those arms. Let's take our legs back into neutral and let's let our arms come up and back and let our torso move with them. And I'm keeping my back straight, okay? And I'm breathing inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Two more. Rocking chair. Good. And sitting up, let's just take a couple shoulder rolls back. And then hold on to the legs of your chair. And again, our hips and our knees are kind of lined up so that we're in a neutral alignment here. Holding on here tightly with both hands to begin with. See how holding on can you take and extend your heart forward, okay? So shoulders are being pulled down with the grip I have on the legs of my chair. I'm letting just my heart pump forward. Okay, I'm not even lifting my chin. Can you feel that grand opening through your chest wall, through your sternum? And then bring it on back into neutral. Good. releasing hands. Let's let a little flow happen with that spine in our cat and cow. So hands are here. I'm going to pull forward and lift, chin, look up. Cow. And then I'm going to curl tuck around. Cat. Keep going. Find 2 more sets. Your loving, graceful movement here. It's funny though. I don't generally think of a cow as graceful, but really, you think about them, they are, right? And cats, we think of being pretty graceful, but cows, not always. All right, so here we are, seated in our mountain pose. We're going to do one more thing for our shoulders, and this is called Gomukhasana, cow face pose. And we probably will not, I know I don't, attach hand to hand on here, but you're going to get an open chest here, and you're going to get opening in the shoulders. So we're going to take one arm up and place it behind us wherever that fits, and just pat wherever that is. For me, it's about at that bone, that big bone that sticks out there. So just pat. And then take the other hand and bend at the elbow. Take it behind you, right? So both elbows are bent, one arm up, one down. Some people, not me and maybe you, can touch their hands and interlace, okay? Don't need to, don't have to. You're getting as much out of it as they are. They just may have more opening in their shoulders, right? I don't ever force anything. I really try not to, so that I don't end up with an injury. This would be a good way to force ourselves into an injury, all right? But doing it just where our hands land does not. It opens up, again, tricep on this arm and shoulders on both, but also bicep on the one that's lower, okay? And then I'm going to release both, let them down. Let's take 2 circles. Take 2 circles forward. Remembering that these shoulders, the neck muscles, they're all connected. Shoulder ache, probably have neck ache. Neck ache, probably have shoulder ache. Headache, might have neck ache, shoulder ache. All of that can be connected. So keeping things nice and loose is a good idea. I'm going to take that other arm up, lifting through that hand in that center, letting that hand come back, pat on my back, feel that right here. Other hand comes down, just bend it. And maybe I only bend to placing my forearm at my hip, okay? We don't have to bend it any more than that. Just take it to what is right for you, please, okay? So that it's a good thing, all right? We want this to be a good opening for you. Take a few breaths into the full diaphragm, okay? Expanding in all directions, not just down in the belly, out to the sides, out through your back. One more big breath here. Gomukhasana, cow face pose, releasing arms, let them come down. Oof. 2 shoulder rolls. Reverse. Good. And now we're going to take our practice off the chair a bit. And we're going to open up our legs really wide and have our feet out, heels into the place where when you stand up, you're going to feel like you could stay there and be really, really, really stable, staying there forever. All right. Go ahead and let your body weight come forward. My hands are on my thighs. All right. I'm going to just keep bringing my body weight forward, forward, forward. Lift my seat out of the seat. Bring my spine a little more straight. How do I do that? Maybe pressing into a different part of my thighs. And that's going to help elongate here, thinking of that nice pull at my crown chakra, pulling me up, okay? Placing my legs open to that distance that's right for me, the depth that's right for me. You may be way up here, okay? You may be a lot lower than I am. Find where it is for you that is a good place, okay? And then from here, my hands are on my thighs. I'm going to let one shoulder come forward. I'm going to look over that back shoulder, a nice light twist here. And then bring myself back, facing you. And one shoulder forward comes towards you, the other one pulls away. And I have that nice squatted position happening there. And I come back, and now let's lengthen those legs. Yeah. And let's move our hips left and right. Let's move our hips forward and back. They do so much, right? We can tilt forward, we can tilt back, forward and back, left and right. Do that a little bit more. Really let the hips find their expression. And tilt forward, tilt back, tilt forward, tilt back, tilt forward, tilt back. And let's find neutral. How do we know it's neutral? Take your hand to your tailbone. Okay, it's easy to find back there. Take your other hand to the pubic bone, right? Push down into that tailbone so it points downward. When you do that, that brings this pubic bone forward. So if both, this one's forward, but not too forward, and it's just at the idea of the tailbone being straight down, then we've got our hips in a neutral position, okay? It's not tilted one way or the other. All right, good. Let's do a little bit of goddess. Rise up, inhale, exhale down. Inhale. And you guys move now on your own, okay? To your depth, to your length, to your breath speed. When I come into my breath speed, I slow it down. If I'm busy talking, I'm not always taking the deepest breaths that I want, can, or need. So if you excuse me, I'm going to not talk for a few of these. Two more, please. Good, that's great. Take your hands to your hips, bend into your knees just a little bit here. And I'm starting to feel that these rocks are a little bit less comfortable than they were before. And let's take some big hip circles now. So they are going around in all directions, left, right, forward, 360 degrees, like I'm trying to express to you that we need to do in our breath, but our breath accentuates out from the center all the way out like a bubble, right? This is not quite like that, but we are moving in that 360 degrees. Okay, let's take it in the other direction. Good. And then let's go ahead, stepping our feet in. Wishing I had shoes on right now. It's okay. It's good for me. I'm a danzante. I need to have strong feet. So we're going to stand up straight and tall in mountain pose here. We're going to come in and out of chair pose, not using the chair, using the strength of our legs. Okay. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Take a look down. You should be able to see your toes. Okay. And you've got a slight bend. Your tailbone is back. Your arms are lifted. Inhale. Exhale, chair. Utkatasana is what chair pose is called in the Sanskrit language. Exhale. Inhale. Your breath. Okay, 4 more. Good, that's great. And then earlier we did rocking chair. Remember when we were seated in the chair? We're going to do rocking chair now, standing. So I lift up, inhale, upward salute, bend into my knees. Take my hands behind me, okay? Inhale, lift. Rock that chair up, rock it back. And this is really good for building leg strength, gluteal strength, matching breath and movement. I'm keeping my back really straight when I do this, okay? You could take it and lower your whole spine and lower your whole head. I've done rocking chair like that too before. My back's not doing that today. And also for some of us, it's not all that good to lower our head lower than our hearts. Let's do two more. But this is kind of one of those that, oh yeah, this isn't so bad, right? We're in that little squat for a little bit. We're building some muscle. And then rise on up, inhale. And exhale, hands come down. All right, let's do one more standing. And we're going to do a standing chair back so you guys can see me. Blocks that. Actually, I might use one of my blocks. We're going to come into a warrior two, and we're going to dance with warrior two. All right. So you guys can do this. I know you can. All right. So let's take our feet forward. All right. Toes forward, arms out. And here we are in 5-pointed star. I'm going to take one foot, turn the toes out. Okay. And find the distance. It feels good for me for the length of my legs. I'm going to bend into that front knee. Okay. So I'm going to look, knee. Maybe it's over that ankle, over meaning above the ankle. Okay. Not over past it. Don't let it go past it. And maybe you're just like this, and that's okay. You don't have much of a bend. Just don't let that bend go past your ankle. Okay. So exhale, inhale, bring yourself up. Toes all come back forward. Okay. Exhale, we're going to dance to the other side. Toes come out. Come into warrior two. Exhale. Okay. Inhale, I lift. Toes come forward. Exhale, toes come out. I bend. Inhale up. Lengthen both sides. Toes out. I bend. Inhale. Toes forward. Exhale. Toes out, bend. Inhale, lengthen. Toes forward. Exhale, toes out and bend. You guys got that. Inhale. So this is a beautiful, graceful dance of warrior two. Okay. And it's funny, as I'm doing this, my heels are digging deeper into the soil here. So it's nice and soft and wet instead of into those hard rocks. Exhaling, and you're breathing, right? Next time you rise up, come to one side, and let's stay there. From here, we're going to dance again, but we're here, and then we're going to lengthen that leg. Open up, inhale. Exhale, bend. We're staying on the same side here, okay? You guys are great. You got it. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, come into that front bend. Inhale, lengthen. Isn't this lovely? So graceful. So sweet. It's not hard. We could do this forever, right? Forever, never realize the time. We're moving with grace and dignity with our breath. This is my inhale. And then my exhale. Let's do two more. Gentle, loving. All right. Straighten the leg, toes forward. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Okay. So I have to kind of move my leg like that because I'm down into a gully now with my feet into the ground. So toes, opposite toes are facing away. These toes over here should still be facing you. Okay, yours to me. And arms out. come into your warrior two. Remember how we do this on this with our leg on the side of the chair? Okay, same thing. So here, but we don't usually do, let's see, what are we doing? Here, and then inhale and exhale. Sometimes we'll do this and exhale. But here you're just building a little more balance, a little more leg strength. Upper body's about the same, right? Opening up the side body channel there. I just feel like it's just a really sweet, slow, graceful expression. Yet it's called warrior, right? We can be sweet, yet strong, yet gentle warriors. Doing our own warrior work. Inhale. Exhale. One more, please. Very good. Straighten the legs, feet come forward. Let's bring our legs back in, out of the gully I created, and stand in a mountain pose. So feet are parallel. Let's take a look. Hands come out receptively. Let's build everything up in a nice straight position like we did when we started seated. And as our head on straight, is the chin lifted just enough so that it's parallel to the ground, and our ears or earlobes right above those trapezius. Take a couple breaths as we stand here in grace and beauty. And take your hands, hold on behind you, okay? We do this seated in the chair all the time. Interlace, this is Yoga Mudra. Press down, squeeze shoulders. Oh, look at that hard cut forward. Squeeze, only looking up to the place that's right for you. Only coming into the spine, into the curve that's right for you. But feel your hands squeezing together. Feel your heart expanding outward. All right, big truck just went by. And bring yourself up and releasing hands. And let's just shake it all out. We're going to come back into our chairs. Just like let it all go. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your pudding. There you go. All right, let's go ahead and come back into the chair. I'm going to bring it back a little bit closer here. Have your blocks available. We need those. Trying to leave no trace. Put away what I kind of undid there in the rocks. All right, so let's do a little bit of opening here in our seated. And there goes that trumpet jack. Have the block next to you. Let's go ahead and open up our legs again a bit. Take the block next to your foot. Or you can also come and rest forearm on your thigh. We're going to come into a little side extension into more like a side angle position. Hand here or anywhere along the side of your leg. Okay, other arm up, inhale. And exhale, take it down slowly. Inhale, lift it up. Maybe it comes all the way here. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, lift. Your back is staying really straight, okay? And when I mean straight, I know it's leaning over, but it's long, okay? It's a long lengthening of the spine with the arm movement and with your breath. Again, grace. I am grace. I am beauty. Joy. Let's take your arm up and let's make some circles here. Let's let it just go in helicopter mode, okay? Let it just be wild and free. And then let it go around the other way. Done a lot of work with the shoulders. Let's let them really just feel a release here. And take it over. And let's take ourselves up. And let's find ourselves centered on our sits bones. And then after centering ourselves, let's take this part of our body, shift it to one side, take it center, shift it, bring it back, shift. Again, isolating, right? Through that heart area, through our chest area. Staying with this long spine, not compressing. Good. And now we're gonna go ahead onto forearm or block, and let's take it to the other side, okay? So forearm or block, arm up, one over. And exhale or inhale, choose what feels good. But here's one. And exhale that arm down. Inhale, lift. And exhale it down. Got some ants that are attacking my foot. Keep going. They didn't like where my foot landed. All right, guys. There we go. Just keep going. You guys know what you're doing. I know you don't have ants attacking your feet. Well, maybe. I don't know. And exhale. Let's do two more. Good. Really extending here. And then find that helicopter arm. Find that looseness. And let it go. And reverse. My daughter is allergic to ants or ant bites. Weird way that she found out about it. But now she has to carry a heavy pin with her. She's constantly looking down, worried about the ants that might be at her feet. But I don't have to worry about that. All right, I'm glad it's almost the end of class because now we got someone doing real yard work across the way with one of those horrible little weed cutters that never get the root. It only gets the top, so the roots get stronger, right? Never figured that out for people that supposedly are at weed control duty. All right, let's go ahead and bring our feet back so that we are parallel and coming back into a mountain pose here. Stretch your hands and arms out long. Take a couple breaths. We're going to work into our feet a little bit with, and wanted this day on me, with some of our opening and closing of our chest. So come up to the balls of your feet. I'm high on off of my heels. Okay. When I do that, I'm going to let my heart come forward to inhale. And then I'm going to come down and I curl tuck round up to come onto my heels. All right. So it's cat cow with our feet. All right. Bringing it on down. Taking it on up. Doing it with your breath. With your length. With your height. With your depth. Working into the feet a bit here. We've worked in most all of our joints today. We have. Yeah, we have. Yay! We did. That's what Lori wanted. Full body. You got it, Lori. Let's do two more. Good. And now let's say thank you to the sides of our body. Inhale up, slide down that leg of your chair. Bring yourself up, inhale, exhale down. Inhale, exhale over. Inhale up, exhale. And let's do one more time each side, all right? Hands are mad at me. Bring yourself up. Exhale down. One more time, open-hearted. Hey, we can't get enough of that. Take that yoga mudra, maybe interlace in that opposite way that you usually would do. Let's come onto the balls of your feet again, just to exercise into the feet. Squeeze, pull down, lift up through your heart, through your chin, through your throat. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And feet come down, spine comes straight. Come into mountain pose. Take a couple breaths. We started with the front of the card related to grace. I had to build that in a little bit, today's practice. And the back, it just are some affirmations about grace. The practice of grace. I trust grace to carry me through times of trouble. I am open to abundance. I bless others with my tenderness. I love that one. I bless others with my tenderness. And notice that all of these affirmations are I, me, mine, my. We own them, okay? It's really good to read them, say them out loud, say them in a mirror, and then act upon them, okay? I am gracious in my attitudes and actions. I am willing to forgive. I think, I move, and I speak with gentleness and courtesy. I am thankful for the gift of grace. It sustains my life. So thank you for gracing me with your presence. And when we say namaste to each other, that's basically what we're saying, you know, from my graceful heart, I thank your graceful heart. So from mine to yours, thank you so much. Namaste.